Charles. Charles.
Voilà, madame.
Didn't you phone the man about my luggage yet?
Oh, Mr. Camerton, he heard me telephoning, and he stopped me.
Oh, all right, Charles. That'll be all. I'll phone myself.
Très bien, madame. Good morning, dear.
Good afternoon.
Huh? Oh, yes, of course.
I hope my rummaging around in here didn't waken you.
If it hadn't, I should have insisted you return and do it all over again, with more noise.
Oh, I hadn't intended to leave before you were up. However, I had expected the baggage man to be here.
Yes, I asked Charles not to call him,
I know. May I ask why?
because I never thought you meant to go.
I told you so last night.
Yeah, I know. I didn't believe you. Think how well I slept. That's proof enough.
I slept well, too. That's proof to me that I really am going.
Oh, now, Valerie, you really don't mean it.
What do you think?
That you're going.
I'm afraid so.
Oh, Charles.
Oui, monsieur.
Whiskey and soda.
Très bien, monsieur.
You don't look as if you needed anything.
Yes, I could do with a little brandy.
And brandy.
Bien, monsieur.
Now, look here. You're not going to take the drink, are you?
No. I'll give it up when I get over the wrench of parting from you.
Oh, please, please, don't rub it in.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, I'm a little sunk. No, I'm not. The calmness of all this is outside my experiences. I feel it's indecent.
It would be more decent then if we were married and I nagged you until you were willing to go through the nasty mess of a divorce.
Well, I'd know what to do about that anyway. Well, put it there, Charles. That's all. There's no way for you to earn a living except... Well, you couldn't stand for that. You're too fine a girl.
You've given me an idea.
Valerie.
John. John, dear, you mustn't think of me as selfish. I only want to be sure that you're doing the thing that's best for you.
I'm certain of that, dear.
I'm not trying to spoil your holiday.
This isn't a holiday.
I know.
You know what?
I know that this isn't your place. You should be home. Someone must look after our affairs. Father's getting on.
You mean someone must clip the coupons. You do that, dear. You were always so handy with scissors.
I mean more than that. I mean, you've inherited not only money, but you've a place in our world. Father will be very disappointed.
I always felt Father had his tongue in his cheek when he lectured me.
I've tried so hard to understand you, to see your point of view. We're brother and sister.
There's nothing so mysterious about it. I'm simply doing the thing I want to do.
And what shall I do?
Sail home, where you belong. Goodbye, Claire.
Are you certain you won't change your mind?
No, Claire, I won't. Now, goodbye. I have work to do.
Goodbye. I'm going to make reservations on the boat for you, anyway.
No, Claire, I told you no.
Goodbye.
No! No, 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 I told you. Oh, pardon. Qu'est-ce que vous voulez?
Vous êtes Monsieur Neville?
Oui.
Well, I came here...
Oh, you're an American.
Yes. A model. I'd like a job.
Well, models are not supposed to come here unless sent for.
Oh,
But that's all right. Come on in, I'll take your name and address anyway.
thank you.
Right up there. Sit down, won't you, Miss?
West. Valerie West. 19 rue Weber.
I can't see what you look like beneath that thing.
Thing?
Your hat.
Oh.
Would you mind standing, please? Turn around slowly. You pose your figure, I suppose.
Oh, yes.
See, how much of your time is taken ahead?
What?
You may fit into this thing. Can you give me as much time as I need?
I have nothing ahead.
Well, that's great. May take quite a while. See, I paint rather slowly.
That's all right.
You undress in here, Miss West. Miss West?
Yes.
You undress in here. You may be just what I need.
I hope so.
Well, I'm not too optimistic. You see, I have a very definite conception of what this girl should look like. Miss West? Miss West? What in the name of Judas is wrong? Don't you feel well?
Yes, I'll be all right. Well, would you mind going out for just a moment?
Well, all right, but hurry up. Out late last night? Want a drink to fix you up?
No, thanks. I'm ready.
All right. Oh. Why, you're perfect. What I've imagined. Here, wrap this around you.
Thanks.
I'm in luck, Miss West. Shall we go to work right away?
I'd be glad to.
Fine. Come here. Right up on this scaffolding. Your head up this way, facing me.
Oh, is it safe up here?
Sure, it's safe. There you go. Now, make yourself comfortable.
Yes, I'll try to.
Now, off with that thing. Off. That's right. You know, you should never wear clothes. Oh, yes, you should. Well, lots of them. There are a couple of guys right in this building who will try and snake you away from me.
Are models scarce?
No, but good ones. It's a scarcity of good everything. Now your left knee up just a little bit. Don't strain it. That's right. Now your hand. No, your left one. Right over here. A little higher. Hold it. Now your head. Turn it around just a little. No. There you are. Now try and be easy.
Is this right?
Yes. Now your shoulder. Up a little bit. That's right. Now relax.
Valerie?
Valerie! Well, Valerie, it's good to see you again.
Thanks.
Comment ça va, chérie?
Fine, thanks, Fifi. How are you?
Very well.
Good.
You'll join us?
For a moment.
Oh, garçon, une chaise.
Oui, monsieur.
I'm sorry to say it, but you're looking well.
Hard work, plenty of sleep. You don't look so badly yourself.
Yeah, no sleep, no work, and plenty of liquor. Which seems to prove something or other. What would you like to drink?
I think I'll have an aperitif. Vermouth cassis.
Vermouth cassis, please.
Oui, monsieur.
And what have you been doing with yourself?
I'm a working girl.
Oh, that must be dreadful.
No, I'm quite happy.
She's a model for a very dull fellow. I met him once.
Well, you should be quite a success as a model. But it hasn't much future, has it?
As much as some things I know,
Then you haven't changed your mind.
I have not.
About what?
Oh, nothing. Dick and I disagree about... Well, Dick thinks the Germans won the late war.
You think what?
Now, was that a nice thing to say? She'll poison me.
If I thought for a moment...
Then it's all right. By the way, I've taken a house at Deauville for the season.
Oh, have you? That ought to be fun.
Since you're working so hard, might do you good to stop over for a weekend sometime.
Sorry, I'm afraid I can't make it.
Oh, bring him along.
What is this? Are you in love?
She must be.
No. No, I'm not in love. But, well, I told you I was a working girl.
And that seems to be that.
Mesdames, je vous demande pardon, mais c'est très important. Monsieur Carmedon, est-ce que je pourrais vous parler une minute?
Certainement. You'll pardon me for just a moment, please. Thank you.
You are in love with this artist.
No.
You must be. You do nothing, see nobody.
I like him.
No doubt of that. Does he know about you and Carmelo? Don't tell him.
I will if... He's not interested in me. If he were, I'd tell him.
No, don't do that. I tried it once.
Yes, but John's different. I'd like him to know all about me. He would.
No, he won't. And none of them are different.
Mr. Neville. Mr. Neville. Mr. Jack. Jack.
Yes, Valerie.
4 o'clock. Should I really call you Jack?
Aren't you my friend?
Your friend, yes, but first an employee.
First you were, but now you're much more than that. You're a happy omen from the gods, an inspiration,
You're a poet.
and not a painter?
Oh, yes, a painter. And if I may make so bold as to say, a splendid painter.
Go ahead, lie some more. I like it.
I said exactly what I thought. But then I suppose that's never the thing to do.
Yes, it is, always. That's one of the qualities that make you interesting.
Me interesting or just anyone?
Anyone. But you in particular. You know, I've noticed that you, well...
Let's talk about you.
You've changed since you've been here. Has that occurred to you?
I weigh every day. Not a pound of difference.
Not physically. Mentally. You're softer now. Perhaps it's because I know you better.
Not entirely. I think it's...
It's what?
Someone's at the door.
I'm not deaf. It's what? What's happened to you?
Well, I'm happy here, I guess. Someone's at the door.
And that faraway look you have sometimes.
Someone's at the door, Jack.
What are you thinking when you...
Someone's at the door.
All right, someone's at the door. Mr. Neville! I'm coming. Hello, Jack. Hi. How's the master be, Jack? What's wrong, Big? Right up there. Well, Jack.
Well, I hope we interrupted you at a very important moment.
You did?
Well, I'm glad you wish we hadn't come.
When did you master mental telepathy?
You're too much of a hermit. It isn't doing you any good. Come on and smile.
Yeah, come on, smile, Jack. Smile, huh? Now, dear, what would you like to have him do?
Well...
Now, he can wiggle his ears, does very nice crochet, plays the xylophone, and his cocktails. Oh, yes, his cocktails. Say, what about your cocktails?
Your mind's not what it was, Sam. Took you a long time to think of that.
Yeah, getting old, I guess, Jack.
I'll get you a drink.
All right.
He's a lovely fella. Paints beautifully, but his cocktail's not so good.
Oh, really?
I think your picture is merveilleux.
Thank you.
How are you, Neville?
All right, Corrido.
Thought I'd drop in with the rest. I'm a neighbor of yours.
Neighbor?
Yes. Isn't that splendid? Monsieur Querido has come an artist, and he's furnished the most wonderful studio. I didn't notice any paints or...
Huh?
Well, he does have some rouge and things.
One of the reasons I've taken up art.
Do we get a little drink?
Oh, certainly.
Gladys, rest ici.
Eh bien, baby.
Hey, what do you got, cocktails?
Sure.
Good, good. Yeah, Corrido moved in next to me.
What's he want with the studio?
No. Some people call it art. Well, maybe it is art, huh? Anyway, it's no worry of ours.
Well, it may be. There's one thing he's not going to pull in here.
Hey, pour me a drink. It's all right. It's all right. Valerie's a swell gal, isn't she?
She is that. Say, what's that got to do with it?
Nothing. Only, you're right.
I never came here before.
Pour another drink.
Matter of fact, I don't like him. I don't like his looks.
Guess you're right.
Look, aren't you proud they're all admiring your painting?
Are you sure they're admiring it?
Of course they are.
No, I'll do that.
I'd love to.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
Think it's coming along all right, Sam?
Yes, my son, I do.
No, I don't.
All right, I'll be agreeable. I think it's terrible.
Well, it is not. What's the matter with it?
I don't know.
Don't hedge.
When I say I don't know, I mean I don't know. Hello.
Oh, hello.
I heard of your parting with Carmelon,
Yes?
and it's quite a surprise to find you with Neville.
I'm working for Mr. Neville.
Oh, my mistake.
It's like the picture of an egg, without the inside.
You can take an egg apart.
And you must learn to do the same thing with women, Jack.
Why?
Your work lacks an emotional quality. A warm, human something. No feeling behind your brush.
I didn't go in for that at school.
You're out of school now, Jack. You'd better realize that.
And start taking women apart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
So you are an artist model now.
Yes.
My studio will be ready tomorrow. You'll be able to pose for me then, won't you?
I think not.
What about tomorrow evening?
I'm afraid you're mistaken.
What's the matter, Corrido?
Nothing, amigo. Just a little business transaction between myself and this young lady. Purely professional.
Yes, Mr. Corrido asked me to pose for him, but I told him I couldn't.
Yes? I was admiring her.
Since when have you taken up art?
Oh, what does it matter? It's my privilege, isn't it?
Yes, but there's another thing that isn't. One more pass at Valerie.
Valerie? Oh, that's it. I didn't understand that she was...
You didn't understand she was what?
Well...
You didn't understand she was what?
I don't like the way you are talking.
I don't care whether you like it or not. You keep away from Valerie or I'll...
Wait a minute, no, Jack. Wait a minute.
Come on, Corrido. This is no way to act. Come on, get out of here. This is no way to act.
I better go.
Please, no, yes. Kitty, come here. Oh, my God, what's the matter?
Cool down now, cool down.
Here's your hat.
Come on. Nothing, just a little quarrel. I'm sorry, Valerie. Shouldn't have made such a fool of myself.
You didn't.
Oh, yes, I did. But I just couldn't help it. He's the last person on earth I wanted you to meet. Why, he's no more an artist than the concierge.
I'm glad you did what you did. I liked you for it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you apologizing?
Why? Well, I suppose so.
But I don't want apologies. I'm glad you did what you did. I liked it.
You...
Liked it.
How did I ever manage before you came along?
Pass me some mustard.
I don't ever want to paint anyone else but you.
Now some oil.
I don't think I even want anyone to look at my stuff but you.
Now a little sugar, darling.
You're a sweetheart.
Whatever in the world are you grinning about?
Well, I've a secret. Perhaps that's it.
A guilty secret? No, I know that isn't it. You don't even look remotely guilty of anything. Unless you've been awarded the Prix de Rome.
Would you like to know?
No, of course not. You know perfectly well that women aren't interested in secrets. If you tell me, I'll probably kill you.
Well, it's more of a surprise for you than a secret.
And will I grin like you are when I hear it?
I hope so.
Then tell me. Well, that was very pleasant, but it wasn't a surprise.
Are you terribly curious?
No. Don't tell me. But if you tease me one more minute, I'll, poison you.
Well, if you do that as gracefully as you do everything else, it'd be a pleasure. But then you'd never know.
And that would be just too terrible.
What do you think of that?
Not much. Tell me, what is it?
Not now.
Please, why?
Shh, later. Well, here I am.
Well, bonjour, mon enfant.
Bonjour, mon ami. Ça va bien?
Oh, très bien. À vous?
Merci. Toujours bien, regardez mon petit.
Oh, so he's your little one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And where do you keep your big ones? In an airdrome? Yeah,
Well, darling, if we're to see the first race, I think I'd better get dressed.
Oh, but lunch.
Later. If you talk about me, say nice things.
Well, races, huh? Now, don't tell me that you're painting horses now. As a matter of fact, this place is big enough at that. You could paint elephants. Too bad you were leaving, Jack.
I can hardly wait to find out where you think you're sending me.
Home.
Home? You should lay off drinking, Sam. Horses, elephants.
Hey, don't laugh, you fool. Jack Neville is going down for the third time. I have here a letter from your dear sister, and I'm supposed to talk you into going home.
Well, you have about as much chance as the proverbial snowball in...
There isn't one. This is the air of sweetness and light. And besides, why not go home? Now, there's the Sunday afternoon tea.
There is.
And then in the evenings, you can draw pictures in the copybook of Claire's little one.
I could.
And in January, you can hop out to California with your Aunt Agatha.
That'd be swell.
And perhaps after enough trips to California, you could explain why people go to California. Aside from the fact that you can sleep under blankets 365 nights in a year. Jack, is it so important that you sleep under blankets?
I'm not going to spend my life trying to find out.
Then you're not going home?
No.
Good. Now, perhaps you can help me think up 5 pages of agreeable lies to write Claire.
All right, Sam. Say, I may go home for a visit at that. I'm going to be married. I hope.
You're going to be what? You're what?
Just what you heard.
Well, that's very nice, huh? So that's what's been sneaking you away from our innocent pastimes, eh? So who is she? Who is she?
Haven't you any idea?
No, I haven't. What color is she? Come on, give me a clue.
Clue?
Yeah. Jack, you don't have to marry her, do you? Or is it one of those military weddings with the father bringing up the artillery?
Don't be an ass.
I see. I take it that yours is a simple case. You love the girl, so you're going to marry her, hmm?
Love's too mild a word for it.
I
I'm
know.
crazy about her.
No, I know. I've had cases like yours before. Very sad, Jack. Who is she?
Sam. Who could it be? Valerie.
Valerie? Yeah, Valerie.
Well, thanks for the enthusiastic congratulations.
Congratulations, sir.
What's the matter? What's on your mind?
Nothing, only I...
Well, they'll take it all right.
Take it... They gotta take it over. Yeah.
What is it? What's on your mind?
Oh, nothing. Oh, Valerie's a swell gal, Jack. Only you took me so by surprise. You haven't known her long, have you?
All my life.
Yeah, I know. Now tell me that you'd never lived until she came along, huh?
What difference does it make how long I've known Valerie?
None, only...
Only what?
Jack, marriage is a very serious matter. And I don't feel that you should rush into this.
Do you know any special reason why I shouldn't?
No. No, but I don't know any special reason why you should either. After all, when Cameron...
Dick Carmody? What's he got to do with Valerie?
Nothing, Jack. Just a silly rumor, probably. I thought undoubtedly you had heard it, or... Forget it, Jack. Forget it. I shan't answer Claire's letter for a while. Hmm?
No.
Oh, hello, Valerie. Good luck, Jack. Bye, Valerie. So long, Jack.
John.
Valerie, I have something to ask you.
About Dick Carmody.
Yes.
You want me to be honest with you, don't you, darling? Then I will be. What you heard, what you will hear about Dick and myself is true. You wanted me to be honest with you, didn't you?
Certainly.
John.
Joke's on me.
This hasn't altered things.
Altered things? No.
I had no intention of being dishonest with you, darling. Someday, very soon, I meant to tell you all about it.
Oh, sure. And I was going to ask you to be my wife. My wife. Certainly had me fooled, all right. Carmody. I should have known better.
Then it does make a difference. Even if I tell you the truth, that I broke from him completely before I even met you.
Difference? No, Valerie, dear. It doesn't have to make any difference.
Oh, you can't mean that.
No?
So you think I fooled you? Well, you fooled me, too. You'd built up a dream about me. I did some dreaming myself. I thought you were different, too. But you're not. You're just like all the rest. You want everything on your side. I've made a mistake. So I'm not good enough. Not clean enough, I suppose, to become your wife. Then let me tell you something. I may have made a mistake with Dick Carmody. But I made a bigger mistake when I began to love you. At least he doesn't pretend to be what he isn't. He's not a hypocrite. He doesn't try and fool himself or anyone else.
Valerie,
I'm not sorry for what's happened. I'm glad. Glad there's been a Dick Commodon. Glad I knew him. And glad at last I know you. Goodbye.
What a lovely ball, dear Mrs. Strangeways. So unusual. Yes, I tried diligently to have it different from the ordinary.
Quite so. Quite so. Exactly.
Oh, Sam.
Where are you going?
Where to go? I've had enough of this.
Yeah. I had enough when I finished reading the invitations. But it's good for souls like ours to stop at a place like this once in a while.
That's too involved for me.
But think of the fun we'll have at George's ball tonight, eh? After 2 hours of this...
No.
Come on. Let's start laying the groundwork. Come on, come on, come on. Gentlemen, I have here what may seem at first glance to be a hopeless case.
He needs a bottle of champagne.
We'll save him.
I hope it's not too late.
Never too late.
To George's.
It won't be long.
You're going with us.
No, I hadn't intended to.
It's too bad. What sort of a witch do you need for that?
No, I just don't feel like going.
Oh, you'll feel like it in a minute. You should have gotten away from there sooner.
No, besides, I haven't a ticket or a girl.
Oh, well, I can remedy that. A lovely child. In Paris but one day.
Child?
Yeah, well, they're children as long as they're beautiful. Yeah, it's simpler for them. Say, what does this child look like?
Oh, she's lovely.
Blonde or brunette?
But no, neither.
Well, perhaps he hasn't seen her today. How does he know what color her hair is?
Hair?
It's all right. It's all right. It's all set. You'll telephone her?
Certainly, with
All right.
pleasure.
All right. Well, I guess I fixed that up all right, huh? A lovely child of 25 summers with hair.
Maybe a great experience.
I've had enough experience lately, Sam.
Ah, forget it. Forget it. Or better still, another experience. It'll help you to forget the last one.
Who said I wanted to forget her?
Hooray, a toast.
Yes, let's have another drink.
Well, to the loveliest girl at George's tonight. And unless the world has turned around in the other direction, she won't be with me.
are you leaving?
I've had enough of it.
I didn't expect to find you here. Who's the girl you were with?
What girl?
The redhead. The one who stood with her hand on your shoulder.
Her name's Marie.
Did you bring her?
Did Carito bring you?
Yes. I was lonely and he telephoned me tonight.
What's he been waiting for?
Oh, Jack.
Taxi. Cinq rue Vavant.
Très bien sûr.
Jack. John. Mr. Neville. I'm cold.
Aren't you going home?
In a little while.
Attendez.
Oui, monsieur.
Oh, don't keep the poor thing waiting. Pay him now.
Ça va.
Merci, monsieur.
Well, aren't you going to come in and help me take your coat off? It's such a nice, warm coat to belong to such an iceberg. Oh, don't be a bear. Put some more logs on the fire and be sociable. John. You haven't worked at the painting.
No.
Why not? Have you a new project?
No. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm going to do that over. Turn all the characters inside out. And maybe Dr. Freud will see it and hail me as a genius.
Who's going to model for you?
What's the difference? Turn them inside out and they're all sisters.
You're absurdly boyish tonight.
You seem younger than my 8-year-old niece.
But you like her, don't you?
She's a pest.
You like her, don't you?
Didn't say I did. Stop asking me questions.
Weren't you happy when you saw me tonight?
Well, that spiggity so-and-so say.
Would you have been happy if you'd seen me alone?
You're here alone. Do I look happy?
Yes.
Well, I'm not. What did you follow me home for?
It's on my way.
What are you staying for?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I came here to see if I couldn't recapture, for a minute, the most precious thing in my life. Couldn't have vanished without a trace.
Why didn't you come sooner?
My pride. There doesn't seem to be much left tonight, does there? Never mind. I'll have it back tomorrow.
What have you been doing?
Trying to have a good time. Failing, mostly. When I left here, I went to Deauville, but...
Deauville? Carmodon has a house there, hasn't he?
Yes.
Well?
Well, I was awfully angry. More hurt than angry, I guess. But when I left him, Dick seemed very confident that someday I'd come back to him. Perhaps it was the power of suggestion. Perhaps I thought it would hurt you. In any event, I went to Deauville and...
To Carmodon.
All the way down there, the click-click of the wheels seemed to beat a tattoo in my brain. They wanted to say something, an earnest something, but I couldn't make out just what it was. Then the train reached Deauville, and suddenly I knew. I couldn't stay there. There was a train leaving for Paris, so I boarded it without a ticket.
And you didn't see him?
And on the way back, the click-click seemed almost a lullaby. What were you going to say you could eat?
Just what you have.
That's a relief. You know, for a moment, I thought you were going to say you could eat a horse. Then I was going to be very sad because I forgot to cook a horse.
Don't ever be sad.
Only just for a tiny moment when you're out of my sight. Is it always going to be like this?
Always. Better. Even better than this. Publication de mariage. Angel, this, even in atrocious French, is an application for a marriage license.
Yes, but darling, you don't have to marry me.
Why, no, I don't, sweetheart, but I want to.
Why?
Why does anyone get married? Because they're in love.
Yes, but you've thought you were in love before, haven't you?
Well,
Haven't you?
yes, but...
So have I. You see, you can't be sure. Let's wait. I love you more than anything else on earth, darling.
Valerie, I don't think it's quite fair for you to insinuate that my love's less genuine than yours.
Oh, dearest, I didn't mean to do that for a minute, but... Well, we're from such different worlds,
Don't
that's
talk
all.
like my sister.
But maybe she's right. You know, you've got to love me an awful lot if we're to be happy.
But I do, Valerie. I don't believe you've told me why you won't marry me.
You lamb. I guess after all at heart, I'm really quite an old-fashioned girl. Well, with some modern decorations. When I marry, I want to be sure it's going to be for keeps. Really keeps. And I want you to be so sure. Find out whether we really want each other for life. Life's an awfully long time, you know.
But do you realize what people will say?
People. What do I care what people say? As long as you're happy.
I think the water would be good for him, Doctor.
Of course, Mrs. Cullis, I quite agree.
What's the matter with me?
Nothing to worry about, Mr. Neville.
I know that.
Precaution is the best preventative.
Now, don't excite yourself, Father.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Neville.
Bye, Doctor.
I'll be seeing you this afternoon.
What's that?
I'm coming here later on.
Oh.
Goodbye, Miss Collis.
And the nurse, Doctor.
I'll send one right up.
Have something nice to look at. Young. Pretty.
Father, at your age?
What's the matter with my age? Don't forget that your great-grandfather at my age went and...
You should be quiet, Father.
What are you up to?
I don't understand you.
No, of course you don't. But you're up to something. What's the reason for all this? A slight cough. A terrific fuss is made. Why?
For your own good, dear.
You're getting more like your mother every day.
I should think that would make you very happy.
It does. And a little apprehensive.
Father. Have you written John?
No. I'm too ill. Besides, if he is so engrossed as you say he is, he probably wouldn't take the trouble to read the letter.
But you can't propose to do nothing about it.
I do propose to do nothing. And mind you, Claire, this is none of your affair.
But everyone who has returned from Paris is talking.
And everyone who hasn't been there, talk more.
It's become a scandal, Father.
What does she look like?
You don't suppose any of our crowd would look at her?
No, I don't suppose they would. The comparison would be too unfavorable for them.
I understand you don't mean one word you say. But you mustn't say things like that before people.
And you mustn't keep on sticking your nose in John's affairs.
I shall do as you wish, Father.
When are you going to start? Doing as I wish?
I always have. Relax, Father. Relax. Hello, Western Union, please. Western Union? I want to send a cablegram, please. Tarrytown, 4972. Going to Mr. John Neville. Number 5, Rue Vavon. Vavon, Paris, France. Come home at once. Father very ill. Love, Claire.
Hello? Yes, dear. You, of course. Yes. Certainly I'm lonely. What do you think?
Well, I don't want you to spend the weekend alone. The doctor seems to think it'd do Father good to be on the boat, and Claire's invited a few people. Well, there's no reason why you shouldn't come. We'll have fun. Well, there's just one thing. You came over on the Berengaria, not on the Ile-de-France. Yes, on the Berengaria. Well, I know it's a little white lie. What's the difference? No one will worry about it or talk about it. You know, Father and Claire seem very anxious to meet you. Sure, they'll be nice. We'll have fun, sweetheart.
I think it's wrong, dear. No, not my coming there, foolish. The deception. That's what I don't like. All right, John, since you wish it, I'll come. No, of course I don't mind coming there alone, a bit. Goodbye. I love you, too. Bye.
Oh, take those things on board. Hello! Pardon me, just a moment, will you? Just wait. Hello.
There you are.
I'm awfully glad to see you.
Oh, I'm so glad you could come.
I was awfully happy to come.
John. You know Dick Carmody, don't you?
Oh, yes. Well, certainly. Hello, Neville. How are you? When do we sail?
We leave the pier this evening, spend the night at anchor, and sail tomorrow.
Dick Carmody. Hello, Dick. Come over here. Right you are. I'll be right with you. Pardon me, please.
Certainly.
So long.
What'd you ask him for?
Why, don't you like him?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I didn't know that. Well, what is it, dear? Did you and he have some sort of misunderstanding in Paris?
No.
Then what is it, dear?
Oh, never mind. Oh, for the love of Judas, is she here?
Why, John, I thought you liked Stephanie.
She's a pest.
Paris doesn't seem to have improved your disposition. I've slaved to make this weekend a success, to get congenial people. The doctor said it would do Father good.
All right.
But it won't if you're going to object to everybody on board. And as far as I see, without cause.
Valerie and...
Yes?
Valerie knows Commandant, and she dislikes him.
How was I to know that, dear? And she can, if she likes, see very little of him.
I'll attend to that.
Why, John Neville.
Oh, hello, Stephanie.
Hello, dear. Hello, darling. I'm so glad you came. You entertained John for me. Delighted. Excuse me.
Of all people to see.
Didn't you expect to find me here?
Oh, of course I did. Claire sent me a wire.
Oh, she did she?
And I just put off everything and rushed right on up here. Oh, I don't know why I should. You haven't written to me for over a year. And after what you told me that night, you bad boy.
I'd been drinking.
How unromantic you can be, John Neville. But anyhow, I'm glad to see you. It looks like we're going to have a grand time.
It looks as though we're going to have a grand time, all right.
Miss West?
Yes?
I'm Mrs. Collis, John's sister.
Oh, how do you do?
We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Stuart, will you find Mr. Neville? He's probably on deck with Miss Stephanie.
Very well, madam. Valerie! There you are.
Hello, darling.
How are you?
Grand.
Oh, Miss West? Miss Stephanie Brown.
How do you do?
How do you do?
You've been in Paris, Miss West?
Well, yes, certainly.
Oh, you've been on the Ile de France, too.
Why, yes, I went over on it.
Shall we go, boy?
Yes.
Of course, dear.
Dad, I want you to meet Miss West. Valerie, this is my father.
How do you do?
Happy to have you here. Did you have a nice trip over?
Fine, thank you.
Valerie, where?
Why, Dick, what a surprise. How are you?
Quite well, thank you.
You two seem to be very old friends.
We are very old friends and very good friends, too, aren't we, Valerie?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad. We're anxious to make Miss West feel at home.
Oh, Dick came over on the Berengaria, too, didn't you, Dick?
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, really?
Well, I think it's about time we got dressed for dinner, isn't it?
Valerie, may I show you to your cabin?
I was just about to show Miss West to her room. This way. John, will you please help Father?
Oh, pardon me, will you?
Why am I to be helped? Do I look a cripple?
No, Dad. Do I look like a fool? Well, I feel like one, and I don't know exactly why.
I know why I'm crippled. Claire thinks it's a good idea.
Say, do you think Claire... Say, what's up, Dad?
I gave up trying to ascertain what's up. A year after I married your mother, John.
Well, after dinner, you and I'll get the speedboat, and we'll take a little trip over to an island.
Pardon. John, would you mind? I'd like to speak with you a moment.
All right. Excuse me.
I look after Miss West.
John.
You think that's really necessary?
It's one of a man's comfortable vanities that so attractive a young lady as yourself needs looking after. You wouldn't rob us of that, would you?
I hadn't thought of it in that way.
I imagine you really look after John. Don't let him know.
But I don't really.
Who then? Great changes come over John the past few months. His letters show he's more sure of himself. He feels fine. He's happy. He's on the road to success. I think you've done a great deal for him. Believe me, I'm grateful.
I hardly know what to say.
You don't have to say anything. He loves you. If you can, try to love him.
I do love him. And at this moment, I should be radiant. Mr. Neville, John and I came over on the same boat. We were getting along beautifully when we were telling the truth. And today we've been lying. After listening to you, well, it's difficult for me to be less fine than you think me.
John suggested the deception, I'm sure.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's all very well for you to say, oh, no. And you're being very brave.
I have something to be brave for.
Yes. But don't let that something be only John. It was created by the two of you as partners. Don't endanger it. Guard it jealously. Convention is stuffy, I know. I know, too, that freedom is a very precious thing. But if neither of you want to be free from the other, then accepting conventions has, it seems to me, obvious advantages for you both. Convention is a protection for you.
I've been very happy without that protection.
But the main point is that you continue to be very happy.
Dinner is served.
Yes. Dinner.
Oh, please sit down, everybody.
Sure, thanks. There we are. Very, very good.
Darling, I'm so sorry there wasn't time to rearrange. Excuse me. I'm sorry, dear. I forgot to rearrange the table.
I think I have some sense of...
Thank you.
Well, he is produced it right.
Not like wine. A little more oil. Mustard. Old. Nice. Sugar. Oh, no toast. Miss West always takes French bread with her salad. Don't you? Just like old times, isn't it?
Yes.
Hello, Neville. I'm just mixing some of my very special dressing. Would you like some?
I don't want salad.
Oh, but you've never had any like this.
Yes, I have.
This is the first of the evening, the trip. And you haven't drunk my health yet. It'll be bad luck if you don't.
To you.
To you, Jack.
John and Stephanie are such good friends. Such old friends.
He was engaged to be married once, weren't they?
Well, not really, but,
Oh, Miss West, I always travel on the Berengaria. Don't you like Captain Travers?
Well, I didn't meet him.
Ooh, the Weems came over on that trip. Did you bump into them?
No, I didn't.
I suppose you two were seeing a lot of each other.
No, as a matter of fact, Miss West was ill most of the way over and kept to her room. Got you out of that one all right, didn't I?
Thank you, Dick.
We're still friends?
I hope so.
Dick Carmody and Miss West are very old friends, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
John, I thought we were taking this trip for Claire's health. I enjoy seeing Claire happy.
So do I, but...
That's it.
Are you happy or are you sad?
But...
She's happy.
Expecting her back soon.
We're going to be happy in Paris.
Miss Perkins, I think you'd better sit with Father. David, you. Oh, Peggy?
Like?
Will you excuse me a moment? John, I must talk with you a moment.
You can make a fool of yourself if you want to. Don't try and make one of me.
Do you mean?
Mean. What Don't you suppose everyone at the table noticed it?
Oh, John, please don't go on like this.
Well, I suppose I shouldn't have...
Hey, do you mind if I leave the table?
There are a lot of things you shouldn't have done.
Oh, John, dear, you're my partner. The others are waiting for us.
All right, Stephanie.
Now, let me see. You, Miss West, you play with Mr. Perkins and Dick Carpenter.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Collins. I don't feel like playing.
But it's all been arranged.
I'm sorry. I have a headache. But I didn't expect that. I'm afraid you'll find me awfully dull company, Dick.
Valerie, I'm shocked that anyone as intelligent as you should take seriously a bunch of hidebound relatives and their hidebound friends.
What do they know about me that so preys on their minds?
What do you think?
I shouldn't have come here.
You had no way of knowing. Stupid of Neville to allow you to come under the circumstances.
He isn't stupid. Besides, I hated to run away. The father's nice.
Perhaps. But he's under Claire's thumb.
Do you suppose it takes any longer for money to come on board a yacht than on land?
Don't you worry, I'll see you through.
Why?
Have a drink?
Oh, no, thanks. Why should you see me through?
I love you. More now than when you left me. I want you back. What else do you suppose I came on this dull party for?
You knew I was coming?
Of course. Well, don't tell me I shouldn't have come. It should be rather a comfort.
I'm sorry, Dick, but it isn't. I'm going below now. Good night.
Oh, it's too early to say that, isn't it?
Let's say it anyway.
We haven't seen much of Miss West and Dick Carpenter tonight.
I didn't think we would.
What is it?
You didn't expect me to stand outside and announce myself, did you?
Oh, now, Dick, I said good night on deck.
I told you this too early.
Dick, will you please go out of here?
Have a seat, Dickie, old boy. Thank you. I wouldn't think of having you go to mope in your cabin. And besides, Valerie's not so happy herself. Cheer up, Dickie, old boy. Cheer her up. She's lonely. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Have a drink, Dickie, old fellow. Have a drink. That's very, very thoughtful of you, Valerie. Very thoughtful.
That's very thoughtful of you, Dick, but I'm not lonely.
You're not fooling me, Valerie.
Didn't you know? Really?
You're not fooling me.
Will you please get out of here now, Dick?
Oh, why?
Why? For one reason, you're drunk or you wouldn't be here.
I like you just as well when I'm sober.
For another, what do you think all your friends on this boat will think of you? Mrs. Collis, for instance.
Oh, she'd probably swoon away just to convince herself she's utterly horrified.
Yes, but what would she think of you?
And that's the question. If you quit yelling, there'd be no need of her knowing.
It's much simpler than that. Come on, get out here.
Oh, I'm lonely. And besides, you haven't given me a good reason why I should go.
Reason? Why, I'm engaged to John. He was upset tonight anyway. You might remember that upstairs he...
Huh?
If I were John's wife, you wouldn't come here, would you?
Why?
Even if you were lonely. Is that it?
That has nothing to do with it.
Anyway, it doesn't make any difference. I'm free to do as I choose, and I choose to be alone. Now, come along.
No, don't raise a row.
Get out.
You're lonely.
You're mad. Someone will come along. What'll they think?
What difference does it make? Do you care?
No.
Oh, well, then that.
Yes. Yes, I do care.
Oh, but Valerie, now...
Get out!
Ouch!
Oh, I'll never forgive myself for this.
Are you hurt, Dick?
I stumbled.
What's the matter? What has happened? It's all right. Would you mind leaving us, dear?
I stumbled.
It's all right, Dick. You've been drinking, but I blame myself. After all, it never could have happened if I'd had aboard only the people I wanted.
What's happened? What's the matter?
I stumbled.
Nothing, dear. Nothing.
Oh.
Too bad.
I stumbled. I'm sorry, but I stumbled.
I'll help you to your cabin.
Silly idea to stumble. It's foolish.
Everything's going to be all right.
As a matter of fact, I think I fell.
Couldn't one of the sailors take me ashore?
They could.
John.
What?
I...
Now, don't start asking me all the silly questions. I'm busy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you.
No particular reason why I should explain it to you, but we're headed for the nearest justice of the peace.
Oh.
And don't say oh to me. Don't waste your time thinking up a lot of arguments.
No, John.
No, John, what? We're going to do what we should have done the day I got that license.
Yes, John.
If you want to say anything, I'll listen to you say you were wrong.
I was wrong, darling. Only, I said we should be very sure. And we are sure now, aren't we?
We were sure then, and I was right and you were wrong. Well?
Of course, darling.